Hello, welcome back to part 2 of the RPG Maker 2003 tutorial. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit more advanced stuff. I said I'm going to actually populate this town. This is our game demo quest. This is our town. I've just called it town. I'm going to give it a better name than that. Let's call it, what'll we call it? It is called, Leafy... Leafyton. This is Leafyton, our town. And you'll remember from the game last time, we can walk in here, we can walk around. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to make NPCs. That's non-player characters, people actually living in this town. So you'll notice, first thing I'm doing is I'm in events. That's the yellow button up here. So I'm going to double click here. I've got a blank event selected. I'm going to double click somewhere in the town and create a new event. Now, I'm going to give this person a name. I will call them Doris. Why not? And I'm going to click to set my graphics. I'm going to click set here next to the graphic thing. We haven't looked at this yet. And you'll notice here are all the tiles that I could have chosen to begin with. That's fine. That's the usual. But below them, I also have these, the actors. These are the character sets which the game uses. And you can see there's bloody loads of them. There's so many different kinds of people to use. So this is going to be Doris. So I'm going to scroll through this until I find someone who looks like a Doris. I think Doris sounds like a bit of a witchy name. So Doris is going to be a witch. So this is Doris. Our event now looks like Doris. And she's a person, so she's going to move around. So I'm going to have a look in movement type here. And I'm going to tell her to move randomly. Now, this is where movement frequency comes in. This is effectively the smoothness with which they move. So I'm going to give Doris a movement frequency of 3. And I'm going to leave her movement speed at 2. Her animation is... I'm not going to change. Her trigger is the action button and her priority is the same as the character. So I'm just going to click OK. And that's Doris. And now I'm just going to copy and paste and create a second Doris over here. But this is going to be... Morris. This is Morris, Doris's brother, and he's a wizard. And I'm going to give him a movement frequency of 8. This is just to illustrate the difference between the different movement frequencies. So I'll just fire up the game and we'll see what that's like. I'll save it, fire it up, and you should see what's going on here. Okay, here I am on the world map. I'm going to walk into our town. And you see they're both moving at the same speed. But Doris is pausing between her movements while Morris just keeps on moving. That's because she has a lower frequency, so it's basically she moves less frequently. Morris has a frequency of 8, so he's always moving. He's hopped up on goofballs or something, just running around town, having a wonderful time. But these people don't do anything at the moment. They just wander around. They're basically glorified moving trees at the moment. So we're going to fix that. We're going to have them actually have a conversation with you. So let's double click on Doris to bring her up and let's put something in her events here. Let's have her show some text, and she is going to say, let's see, what kind of thing would Doris say? She's a witch, so she would say something like, kya ha ha ha. That's a witch laugh. That's how I would write it. Kya ha ha ha. Come into my gingerbread house, little boy. It's not actually gingerbread because we don't actually have a texture for a gingerbread house, but that's what Doris is going to say. So that's Doris's line here. And we also, it's a little impersonal just to see text, so we want to see a face as well. I think we want to see Doris's pearly whites when she's talking to us. So what we can actually do, if I right click here and pick insert, I can choose to change face set. And if I click set in here, I can actually pick a face from any of these faces here. So here's a witchy face. That looks like Doris. That's her face. I'm going to stick it in here. You'll notice by right clicking on this and picking insert, it inserted the show face set before the text. If I double click and insert it down here, it'll insert it after the text, which is a bit of a pain, but I could just drag it. Oh, I can't apparently drag it up. I think I would have to just cut and paste it. So just Control and X and Control and V to move it up. In later RPG makers you can click and drag, but apparently not in this one. I'd forgotten that. It's weird the things you forget. Okay, so that's Doris's dialogue taken care of. Now Morris is going to have some dialogue as well, so he's going to show his face. And Morris will look like this. And I'm going to have his face show on the right hand side of the screen, and I'm going to flip him horizontally because he just likes to be different. And Morris is going to say that rock outside of town insulted my wife. And there we go. That's some gossip for them. So let's fire it up and see how this looks. So if I head into town now, and I head over to talk to Doris, you'll notice her message. Mwahaha, come into my gingerbread H. Oh no, what's going on here? Actually gingerbread. You'll notice a load of her dialogue has been cut off. And this is because of a bug in RPG Maker. It gives you too much space to enter dialogue, especially if you have a face picture over here on the left hand side or the right hand side, and it just cuts off your text. So we're going to fix that in a minute, and it's probably the same for Morris. Morris, come back. I want to chat to you. Oh God, he's too quick. We've got to corner him. I'm going to turn down his movement frequency because this has gotten silly. But there we go. That rock outside the town insulted is what? We don't know. So the only way we can fix this really is to remember where the break was. So it was after the H here. So if we hit enter before the word house. Oh, it's not going to let me hit enter and insert a new line. So I'll just cut and paste the end of this line of dialogue and stick it onto this line. And I'll move this line down as well. Hitting enter apparently not working. So there we go. It's just spread more evenly across the lines. You can see that this point here is roughly where the text will go when there's a face showing. It might get out to here if there's no face showing. No way in hell it could ever get out to this end. I don't know why they included that much space. I presume because it's meant for Japanese characters and maybe they're smaller or something. I don't know. Insulted my wife was where it cut off for Morris, so I'm going to stick that onto a new line, and that should fix their dialogue. I'm going to quickly fly back into the game. I'm not going to talk to Morris again, that was too much hassle, but I'm going to chat to Doris, and you will see how lovely the dialogue has become. There we go. Kya-ha-ha, come into my gingerbread house, little boy. It's not actually gingerbread. So there you go. That's a line of dialogue. Can we catch Morris quickly? We can. That rock outside of town insulted my wife. There we go. We've got our first 2 townspeople. But look at all these houses going to waste. I mean, there's 2 people here, and there's 4 houses, and there's no way to go inside. It's useless. What we have to do is fix this. We have to make these houses useful. So, if this town has 2 citizens, you know, at least one of these should be a shop, because they're going to need somewhere to get their milk and stuff. So I'm going to go into the map editor. I'm going to get rid of this door and these windows for now, and I'm going to change this house into a shop. So this is just purely a stylistic thing I'm doing. I'm going to make the walls a little bit taller. That should do it. I'm going to bring this little bit out a little bit forward here. And I'm going to use these roof tiles here, these kind of diagonally ones, and I'm going to just draw these lines back here. This is all just artistic stuff. You can make your town look like whatever you like, but this is personally how I like to draw houses. I find this gets you a kind of nice look. I'm going to draw this back to there, and then I'm going to go into the upper layer, choose these little roof corners. See, these are like lovely little corners. I think you can make a cool kind of 3D house effect with them. So look, it kind of looks like the front of the house is sticking out. Actually, I think I'm going to move these down. I think this looks a little bit better. And we need our door and windows. So the door is going to go on here, and we'll still have a window over here and one over here. I noticed I've made a mistake on this side. Sorry, there. That looks a little better. And this is going to be a shop, so there are different shop signs here. I think this will be a potion shop, so I'm going to put the potion shop sign up above the door, just so any passers-by will know what kind of shop it is. And that's our potion shop over here. It's looking a little bit nicer. Another thing we're going to need is an inn. So I'm going to change this house into an inn. And let's see, I'll get rid of the doors and windows again. I'm going to make it 2-story because inns, you know, they are typically very, very tall. I presume I haven't ever lived in a medieval village in real life. I don't know. I'm just going by RPG stereotypes, but they're generally like big, chunky buildings, I guess. It's going to have a doorway over here. It's going to have lots of windows. Actually, no, I'm going to put the door here so I can fit in a window here pretty nicely. And a few along here. There we go. And a sign saying inn up above the door. Maybe it should be lower down. You'll notice there's an undo button up here. Or I can press Control and Z. Either works. No, the inn sign was nicer up there. Or maybe we can do something really cool with it and stick it here. And we'll put up a pub sign as well, because it's going to be both. They're usually both. So that it's the inn and pub. And I'm going to go back here and I'm going to put a little path up to the door like this. And another path up to the door of the shop. So there you go. We have 2 local businesses drawn in. But they don't have an interior yet. You'll remember this from our last video. We can create a new map here by right-clicking and picking New Map. 20 by 15, yes, pretty small. This is going to be our shop. And I'm going to set it to the interior tile set. So this will just be a tiny room like this. I find the best thing to do with an interior, first of all, is to fill up the map with one of these tiles. Now, these ones... It is these ones, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, they might be the wrong ones. Hold on a second. Anyway, sorry, yeah, quick edit there. But what I... Actually, no, not yet. Sorry, quick edit there. But yeah, what I like to do is I like to fill up the room with one of these tiles, because these are what I consider to be the roof tiles, and you'll see what I mean by that later. So I'll fill in the room with this kind of texture, and then I'm going to give us a bit of an interior wall along here, and let's see, I'll just put in some wooden supports here, give it a couple of edges. We'll have a wooden floor in the shop, and of course we need an entrance down here. Actually, I want the entrance to be dead center, so let's move these in a little bit. And I actually want this to match the shape on the outside as well. I don't have to, this is purely cosmetic, but it's just... I'm obsessive about these things. So there you go, a little bit higher. That's the inside of our shop. I'm going to put down a counter as well. Just over here, like this kind of table. Just like this. And there's... Are there windows here I could use? Yeah, I'll put in a couple of windows maybe. These ones at the back. And I don't know. I'll put up a couple of shelves of goods behind the counter. There's loads more I could do here, but that's enough for now. So that's the inside of our shop. And I'm going to put down a shopkeeper here. It'll just be another NPC. I will call him Shopkeeper, very imaginatively. And our shopkeeper will look like... Oh, there's so many to choose from, but I always use the same kind of shopkeeper. I really like to use this guy. This little mustachioed guy. He looks like a shopkeeper, doesn't he? He just has that kind of face about him. So, when you walk into this guy and you hit space, I think, first of all, he's going to have to greet you. So I'm going to show his face, which is this one. I'm not going to flip it or anything. I'm just going to have it the normal way around. And he is going to say, let's see. Shopkeeper will say, welcome to my shop, travelers. And this is going to open up a shop screen. So that's actually a screen available in here. You don't have to go to any kind of effort to program in a shop. It's one of the options in here. Yeah, here it is, shop processing. I was looking for something called open shop, which is what it was called in the old version of this I used to use. But if you click on shop processing, this gives us some options for the shop. It can be a normal shop, or it can be one where they buy only or where they sell only. We can pick the welcome message. Welcome, what do you need today? Hello, what do you need? These are all editable later on, but let's just say, welcome, what do you need today? And what's he going to sell in here? I think he's going to sell us some potions. He can sell some potions and some high potions and some miracle candy. Why not? That's a good range of products to sell. So that's what's available in our local shop. And then, of course, we need to put in our teleporter here. You'll notice I'm clicking on this actual solid square to put in a teleporter. And you'll see why in a minute. But it's going to be on player touch, below character. When you touch this, it is going to transfer player back out to Leafeaton to here. And out in Leafeaton, I'm going to put a teleport here on player touch. I'm going to say same level as character. And it will transfer you into the shop here, facing up. Now, let's go check out this shop. Let's go check out the bargains that are available. So I can walk down into town here. I can walk to the shop. I'll step to here. I'm not inside yet, but if I press up, I will collide with the solid object and teleport inside. And here's the shop. Now here's the magic thing about these roof tiles. When I walk here and press down, I can go under them, but only to one layer. Like, this is solid wall, this is passable. So it gives the illusion of height there, that there's actually a wall here that I can hide behind, which looks lovely. And so I can use this one as an exit. See, my exit is underneath this roof tile. Whee! In and out. So let's talk to our shopkeeper. Welcome to my shop, travellers. Welcome, what do you need today? And see, we can buy all kinds of things from him. Well, we could if we had any money, but unfortunately we're bums. Maybe someone on my team has equipment I can sell. Oh yeah, look, these guys. These guys. Vance, come on, give up that club. And your leather armour. We're going to sell these. So we can buy some things. We'll sell 2 clubs and 2 leather armours. My good shopkeep. And we will buy all the potions we can carry. That's 20 potions. And that's it. That's our shopping trip complete. So isn't that cool? It's as easy as that, just to set up your own little RPG shop. The inn is pretty much the same thing. We'll take a look at that now. It'll just take a second. So let's go back out here, and we're going to create another map. I'm right-clicking on Leafeaton and clicking New Map, because if you'll notice there's a hierarchy here, and the shop is currently below Leafeaton, and Leafeaton is below the world map. So when I right-click on something and choose New Map, that map kind of appears as a sub-item for the map I've right-clicked on. So this is going to be called the Inn. And it's going to be an interior. It's going to be the same dimensions as the other one. And see, it's underneath Leafeaton, so I can shrink Leafeaton and hide both the shop and inn if I choose to for some reason. Let's colour in the ceiling tiles, as I was showing you before. We're going to draw in our wall up along here. We're going to put in another wooden floor. This is just the architectural style of this town, I guess. They like their wooden floors. The door was over here somewhere, so I'm going to just click one in there. And let's just quickly decorate it. The roof. This place has stairs. I'm not going to build an upstairs yet, but there's some stairs in the corner which we can use eventually. I might just seal them off, actually. They can be in a separate room that we don't have access to. I know what I'll do. They're behind the bar. So there's going to be a wall here, and the stairs are back there, but you're not going to be able to get to them because... Where's this desk? The bar is going to be along here. And I'm going to make it look like there's a little hatch here. See, there's kind of a slightly different bit of bar there. I think that gives a good illusion that maybe the staff can move this out of the way when they want to let people upstairs. You know, it's just an immersion thing. It serves no purpose. I just think it looks nice. And that's... What else does the bar need? A couple of barrels back here. And maybe a couple of tables and chairs. Can we stick a table here and a table here and some chairs? Oops. Here and here, and some more chairs here and here, and some books in case anyone wants to read anything here, I guess. And a piano, of course. No, not on the wall. The piano is very hard to place, actually. Maybe on the wall is the best spot for it. But and a clock, so we know what time it is. Right, so that's the inside of our inn. I'm going to set up teleports just like I did with the shop, so you can walk here and it'll teleport you back out to Leafeaton down here. And let's say you're out in Leafeaton and you want to teleport, you can just walk in this doorway and you're suddenly in the inn. Hooray! And we're going to stick an innkeeper over here. Now, let's call him innkeeper. I don't want to call him EV002 because that's a stupid name. He's going to be the innkeeper, and I think maybe I think the innkeeper is going to be a woman, and I think I have a favourite innkeeper woman as well, and it's this one. I don't know why, just blonde ponytail woman is my innkeeper. So when we go up and talk to this innkeeper, let's see, she's going to show her face. So let's give her a face. Here's a blonde woman, that'll do, and she's going to say, let's see. Innkeeper will say, we have the comfiest beds this side of exclamation mark island. Oh, I've misspelled that wrong. No, I haven't. Sorry. I did misspell it wrong because I spelled it correctly and that was a double negative. So I don't have to correct myself. There we go. And let's see. I'm going to set in an in processing. That's the event here. Let's see. What will she say? It will be XG for one night. Will you stay? Or it's going to be XG. I think she's going to be pretty formal. I think we're going to go with option A. And it's going to cost us 20 gold to stay here. It's going to be pretty cheap. So there we go. That's our innkeeper put in place. So now, if I want to, we can go stay in the inn. So I'm going to head into town. We don't have any money for the inn, so I'm going to have to take off my club and my leather armour and go sell them in the shop. I'm going to have to remember to give us money next time because that will make this a lot easier. Yeah, let's sell them. That's more than enough money for a trip to the inn. So, farewell shopkeep. Let's wander across to the inn. And here's innkeep. And let's just tell her, we have the comfiest beds this side of exclamation mark island. It will be 20G for one night. Will you stay the night? Yeah, I think we'll stay. And now we get a fade to black, a couple of chimes, and we're all refreshed. So we've spent a night in the inn and everything's great again. It's tomorrow, I guess. But Morris and Doris are still just running around out here. They don't know what to do. I don't know. You see, there's not much employment for wizards in this town. What are they going to do? Work as a shop assistant? Crazy. But anyway, I think that's probably enough for today. So now you have enough to actually get your first town up and running. Get a few NPCs having a chat with you. Get a few inns and shops up and running. I don't know. We could end the series here. You've got a game. Well, no, you haven't. We've barely scratched the surface. There's going to be loads more coming up in future tutorials. So keep an eye out for them. They'll be coming out fairly regularly. That's all for me for today, though. So I guess I'll see you next time. Goodbye.